Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. And thank you for you early birds who got in there a little bit early to settle down. I'm really pleased to see so many of you here today. That tells me that our headline for 41% of reducing work-related stress and mental health sickness absence tells me that this is a very important part of your role and your responsibility within your organisation. So you've come to the right place. So welcome to our Career Pathway Open Day for the Certified Wellbeing Lead Career Pathway. I'm really excited to share a little bit about the pathway with you today, and we will be providing the application form for you to express an interest, and I'll tell you all about how the process goes near the end. So do hang around. So let's jump in. For those of you who don't know me, my name's Emily Pearson. I'm the founder and CEO here at the Wellbeing Lead Academy. Our mission is to build competencies, capabilities, and also confidence in professionals leading on workplace wellbeing, or even managers who recognise that they have a responsibility to create wellbeing cultures within their teams. My background's health and social care. I've worked in the field for 15 years before moving over to the world of workplace wellbeing. I initially worked with Mind, and with Mind, I was part of the Blue Light team. We were commissioned by the government, and we developed the first ever mental health culture change programme here in the UK, which was delivered to emergency services. I saw such a huge impact from the 2 years that we developed and piloted that program that I thought, if we can do this in majority male organisations with very high levels of burnout, work-related stress, even PTSD, and really high levels of suicide, then we could do this anywhere in any organisation. I then left Mind and developed my own frameworks, my own models, and have been delivering them to organisations for almost nearly 8 years now. So I'm very excited to share a little bit about how you can achieve less work-related stress, less mental health sickness absence, and create mentally healthy workplaces that thrive through our qualifications. So first off, just a little bit more about the career pathway. Our career pathway is accredited. It is accredited by Open College Network Credit4Learning. They're our awarding body. They make sure we're achieving standards for our learners. They accredit our qualifications, and they also provide the certificates for the qualifications as well. Both qualifications, the whole Certified Wellbeing Lead Career Pathway has been recognised as education that has a positive impact on occupational health by the Society of Occupational Medicine. We're also friends of IOH, the Association of Occupational Health and Wellbeing Professionals, and anyone on the level 5 qualification who is learning will receive their first year of membership with IOH completely for free. We're also multi-award winning. We've won Wellbeing Provider of the Year at the This Can Happen Awards. I have also won a personal award on lifetime impact in workplace wellbeing and an award around business excellence as well. So we've been here for a long time doing this, and we want to share all of our expertise and experience to people like yourselves who are passionate and driven and responsible for achieving mentally healthy workplaces, workplaces where well-being isn't just seen as a tick box exercise or something nice to have. It's actually embedded into strategy, and that creates sustainable businesses and what I like to call human sustainability. Okay, let's jump in. So I just told you a little bit about myself there, so I'm not going to go into any more details around this. Like I said, I do have over 25 years of experience working in fields like health and social care, adult services, young people services, and have been developing frameworks for culture change for the past 8 years. And that's why I'm here today at the Wellbeing Lead Academy. I do want to tell you a little bit about our values because these are really, really important for us. These are the foundation of who we are, what we do, and how we support our clients and learners through the Wellbeing Lead Academy. The first one, if anyone is here who already knows me, is all about authenticity. I am always open and genuinely encouraging other people to build trust by being open, by being transparent and being authentic in the people that we are so that we can support meaningful growth within each other. Collaboration is big for us. We love to collaborate with our clients, with other partners, by creating a community where we can actually share this wisdom. You know, we are never going to turn the tide on workplace well-being unless we do it together. And there's space for everyone. And as part of a collective, we can learn together and truly drive progress forward, which we've actually seen currently over the past 6 months. The past 10 years have really been about raising awareness. The next decade for employers around workplace wellbeing is going to be about prevention and action. So I'm so pleased that you're here today to be part of that. Excellence is one of our values. We are fully dedicated to upholding the highest standards of service through how we support our clients and especially our learners, because we want you to take everything that you know away back into your workplaces where you can help to support and improve the business success, employee health and well-being, and ultimately the sustainability, not just for humans, but for business, for our economy, and that then links into society as well. And leadership and wellbeing. I also sit on the Policy Liaison Group for Workplace Wellbeing's Board of Advisors. I provide a lot of mentoring to our learners. You can probably see by my little neon light, you've got this. We do a lot of cheerleading here at the Wellbeing Lead Academy because we truly want to inspire the future wellbeing leaders of the next generations to come. I'm also very lucky to be part of Sunderland University and have been providing guidance to them, their students around workplace wellbeing, especially those students who are looking to move into HR. You know, these are the future. These people are the future generations, and what that tells us is that they need to know as much as we know now, so that they can bring it in further down the line and really continue to push these standards of well-being within the workplace. And because of all of those things, that means that we're trusted by some absolutely amazing brands, some amazing wellbeing leads, HR professionals, occupational health and safety professionals within those brands who are actually leading on wellbeing and making change that is supporting their colleagues' mental health and wellbeing and protecting the business as well. So let's start off. Hopefully you're one of these people that I'm about to talk about in who are these qualifications for, because if workplace wellbeing sits anywhere in your role, and like I said there, it could be HR, could be occupational health, could be health and safety, you could be a dedicated wellbeing lead, then this pathway is designed to help you to move from activity-based initiatives and lots of good intentions to actually qualified, credible, measurable impact. And the ethos behind our qualifications isn't just that you've got a qualification. We know that people can have qualifications all day long and it doesn't mean anything if you don't have the credibility, if you don't have the capabilities to actually make an impact that's measurable internally. So this isn't just about a qualification. This is all of the knowledge, skills, tools, the confidence that you will build throughout the qualifications that will really help you to make that measurable impact. So this is for you if you're responsible for reducing work-related stress, burnout, absence, or mental health risk. So if you are responsible for any of that, then you are in the right place today. You may be responsible for building a wellbeing strategy. We will help you to build that strategy over a 4-year period and help you to implement that for its first 18 months. This is a strategy that leaders take seriously because it will be targeted towards problem solving, the things that are costing the business the most, and the risks that are costing employees' mental health and well-being the most as well. Maybe you're ready to move beyond awareness days and events and nice to have activity. So you may be actually supporting somebody delivering a wellbeing strategy. You may not be the strategy lead yourself, but you may be supporting, and you just feel like you know that actually the awareness days, these wellbeing events that we hold, they feel like they're nice to have, or maybe it's not getting enough engagement in them, but you really want to move beyond that. And if you're here today because you want to understand how to use data, how to evidence the problems and trends that we need to shape our strategies around, and using employee insights so that we can shape our decisions that we make in our strategy, so that we're prioritizing decisions and we're focusing on the end goal. And I'll tell you all about how we did that with one of our learners who reduced their sickness absence due to stress and mental health by 41% in 12 months. Maybe you're here because you're all also tasked around creating manager capability. Maybe there's a huge gap in terms of managers that are technically really good, but they have never been given any training or guidance or understand their part that they play within a wider wellbeing strategy. Maybe you're also here because you know that we're lacking in governance, there's a lack of accountability when it comes to workplace wellbeing, and it's still just seen as something that we see as an employee benefit rather than something that is accountable all the way from the top through our manager levels, and even accountable for ourselves when it comes to improving our own health and wellbeing. Maybe you're also here because you want to improve impact through outcomes, not vanity metrics. And a vanity metric for me is we've got 200 mental health first aiders. My question is always, so what? That's a vanity metric. We need to know, what are the outcomes? What is the data telling us? How do we continuously improve it? How do we utilize and leverage what we have for impact rather than this is what we've got? The important bit is, how are we measuring the impact of these initiatives and our strategy as well? So hopefully you're all in the right place so far, and this is where you need to be. So 5 years ago, 2020, 5 years ago, what I discovered in working in workplace wellbeing was that we were constantly helping our clients to write strategies, to understand everything that we know around how to engage people in wellbeing, understanding public health models, understanding models around workplace wellbeing, data collection. And I thought, one of the things that we really need is for those people in those roles who are responsible to know it themselves. So we actually designed the level 5 qualification almost 5 years ago, about 4 or 5 years ago now. And that was because we saw a gap. We knew that the people who were internal and responsible needed to have these capabilities. And there was a huge gap there. HR, occupational health, health and safety, they are all professionalized roles. So we realized 4 years ago that we needed to professionalize the role of the wellbeing lead. This was the only way that we were going to help people to be seen as credible professionals in this space, with the capabilities and the confidence and that credibility to show that actually this role is just as vital as HR, occupational health, health and safety, if not more, when it comes to the health and well-being of employees at work. So we developed that pathway. We wanted to go from that fragmented training to a profession. We heard about a lot of people leading on well-being. They had two-day mental health first aid rather than actually had any substantial training to help them to lead on well-being in the workplace. So since then, as we know, wellbeing has grown faster than capabilities. We now know that wellbeing leads, or people leading on wellbeing strategy, are being asked to do more and more things. 5 years ago, it was all about raising awareness. Like I said, the future of workplace wellbeing is going to be about human sustainability. It's going to be about business sustainability. It's going to be about the economy. It's going to be about society. And we're not going to be able to make those changes continuing just to raise awareness and hold wellbeing days. So we needed to build the capability in those professionals. You may recognise this as well, that many professionals are operating beyond their training and competencies. We hear it all the time. I feel like I'm learning as I go. And what that also has shouted out to us when we listen to wellbeing leads is this feels really stressful for them. They feel as if they're not competent. They become fearful that they're going to do something wrong and it's going to create an issue internally. They also feel burnt out and actually think about leaving the role that they came into with this passion and drive and fire to really make a change and leave people's health and well-being in the workplace in a better place than they found it. So this pathway helps us to professionalize wellbeing leadership and make that impact. This isn't just a qualification that you come in and go, oh, that was interesting. You will be shown measurable impact and making those changes within the whole time that you're engaging within our pathway. So just at a very quick glance, the pathway does have 4 levels. We have level 3, which is the Certificate in Understanding Health and Wellbeing at Work. The next cohort is about to start in September. This is one of the qualifications that you can apply for today. The level 4 qualification in the Certified Wellbeing Lead Career Pathway is Certificate in Applied Workplace Wellbeing Practice. So this is where we go from the foundations actually more into the application. That will be coming in 2027. The other qualification that you can apply for today is our Level 5 Advanced Certificate in Strategic Wellbeing Leadership, and I'll go into that in a deep dive in a moment. And then finally, our Level 6, which is coming in 2027, is the Advanced Certificate in Human Sustainability Leadership. As you've heard me mention human sustainability already, I am just about to publish a book called Solving a CEO's Blind Spot, Human Sustainability. And I see human sustainability as the operating system that goes beyond mental health and well-being in the workplace into a systems change that has stewardship in the senior leadership team. People are made accountable, and it includes belonging, it includes engagement, instead of them all being all these separate, isolated, sometimes roles or agendas that well-being is kind of filtered into. So the Advanced Certificate in Human Sustainability Leadership is coming in 2026. But let's get into what you're here for today. So what are the features? The masterclasses that you will see are all live. We deliver them online virtually in virtual classrooms, but we record them. So life happens. It means that you can watch them back on demand anytime and you have access to them literally forever. You can forever come back into our LMS system and play them back on demand. As I've already mentioned, we've got qualified and experienced tutors and mentors. I am the main tutor and mentor for the level 3 and the level 5, and that's why we're keeping our cohorts really small. We want to make sure that the learning experience, having over 25 years of experience, isn't diluted, and we can ensure that our learners get the best experience through the qualification. You will be part of a student community. We have a very active WhatsApp group where we have lots of fun. We share insights, we share resources in there, we share the latest news, we have discussions about something that might have happened. And also we are going to have our first annual social at the Health and Wellbeing Conference in Birmingham. It's our second one. We had one there this year in March, and it was great. We had probably around about 25 people there who all came after the conference for drinks. Yes, we put drinks on. Now, if that's not a reason just to join us, then I don't know what is. We put drinks on, we networked, and it was so good just to see everybody and meet everybody in person as well. We use Padlet as our LMS system. This is used by lots of schools, universities, and that means that everything is accessed through there. All of your resources, the recordings of the masterclasses, you upload your work into there, your assignments, your evidence of your work. We comment in there, we can have conversations in there, and everything's within this beautiful LMS system that we use. And finally, as I said, level 5 is now in its 4th year. That means it has changed a lot since our first year. We've learned, things have evolved, we've improved, and we feel like now we have one of the, well, we do have an absolutely amazing qualification that sees impact and helps our learners to be part of a community that lasts forever. And we provide that support no matter whether you're in the qualification or you've finished. So just a little deep dive into level 3. So if you're looking for more of a foundational level, this could be health and safety. You might be an advisor. You may be a HR advisor. You may just be starting in or supporting somebody who's leading on wellbeing. So this is about understanding health and wellbeing at work. So you may be an aspiring wellbeing lead, as I said, HR, health, safety, even ED&I, who's had wellbeing added to their role. You may even be a wellbeing champion that you want to build capability and credibility. You may even want to progress through a career pathway yourself from, actually, this is really interesting, and this is a career pathway I want to move towards. So the outcomes on the level 3 is you do a unit on introduction to workplace health and wellbeing, so you understand the foundations, the models, the theories that underpin what workplace health and wellbeing is and how we need to make a change around that. We also have unit 2 around policy, legislation and your strategy context. This helps you to understand that it isn't just a nice to have, it's actually embedded in legislation. You understand it from a national strategy context and even look at it in terms of policy as well. You will learn about evidence-based approaches and use of data for that. You will also learn about common and emerging workplace health issues and how we can tackle them. And behaviour change models. You will understand how to use behaviour change models to actually develop campaigns that engage people and help with that health behaviour change. And finally, the 6th unit is understanding and applying work-related stress risk assessments. As it's a legal obligation and it does start around prevention, you will know how to use work-related stress risk assessments on varying different levels of work-related stress. Just a little bit of a testimonial. This is Adam, who's just completed his level 3. He said that it helped him to move beyond just focusing on activities and events and start thinking more strategically about root causes, organisational factors and data and how they measure that real impact. Adam also said, I'm already using what I've learned to help shape and improve our wellbeing offer at HM Land Registry. What was so amazing about HM Land Registry was that Maria, the wellbeing lead, was actually on the level 5. So Maria was doing the level 5 and Adam, who was supporting her, completed the level 3 as well at the same time. They became much stronger together and they understood all the same information and frameworks and models to help them to make a real impact. So this is just the masterclasses and you can find them online on the website at Wellbeing Lead Academy. But this just tells you a little bit more about what we cover in those masterclasses. We look at, as I said, those models, understanding internal and external drivers, employee health, the legislations, national strategies. We introduce you to data and wellbeing planning, how to utilise it. We look at the theoretical model for health behaviour change and also help you to design those targeted real employee behaviour change models for your campaigns. We also look at stress risk and strategic action. This is a full masterclass. This is where you will understand stress versus pressure and understand how it can impact on mental health. You'll understand the legal obligations and the HSE management standards. You'll be able to compare preventative and reactive risk assessment tools and define psychological safety in a workplace context. We have group peer and mentoring sessions, and then every month you have a one-to-one mentoring session with myself to help to keep you on track and moving through your qualification. The masterclass timetable, we have a digital launch on the 1st of September. This is just where we get you onto Padlet. You receive all of your resources in there and you digitally launch into the program. You'll see your workbook and everything you need there. You'll also see that we have 3 masterclasses. They are 4 hours long each. We have one in September, one in October, one in November, and then we have our group mentoring session in December. The deadline to complete the level 3 is by the 29th of February next year. So it's just a 6-month program and perfect for anybody who just wants to have that foundational knowledge and skill based around understanding workplace wellbeing. How we deliver it, as we've seen now, you'll have those 3 masterclasses, we'll have your group learning, we will also have 6 30-minute one-to-one mentoring sessions over the 6 months. You will be completing work-based tasks, so it's not all just learning and reading. You will be doing things back in the workplace. We assess your work, we assess your assignments within your portfolio of evidence. We can have professional discussions that we record and use as evidence as well. And then at the end, you will do a final presentation, which is a 10-minute presentation based on one topic that you want to talk about, that you've learned about over the past 6 months of completing the level 3. We do mark against clear criteria, which is pass or distinction. If you don't pass one of your units, we give you lots of feedback on how to pass it, and you will get one opportunity to resubmit. But we try and do everything we can to make sure that you pass that qualification. So you may be sat there thinking, going, this is for me. Brilliant. You may be sat there thinking, actually, this one isn't for me, but this is for somebody else in my team and my organisation. Please do let them know about it. We'd love anybody to join the level 3 qualification because it has such a big impact. Just another testimonial before we move on to the level 5. This was from Linda. She's the HR manager at Astley Signs. You maybe never heard of Astley, but you will have heard of Greggs and Sainsbury's. And these are the people behind those signs. What Linda said was, the course has helped me take a more preventative, evidence-based approach to employee wellbeing. I now think more carefully about how we plan and deliver health and wellbeing campaigns, using insight rather than a blanket approach. I would recommend this course to anyone with responsibility for supporting the health and wellbeing of others, including advocates, HR professionals and line managers. It provides practical knowledge and skills that can be applied across a wide range of roles to help create a healthier, more supportive working culture. So the level 3 does have a lot of impact, and as we've seen there, you could be somebody supporting wellbeing strategy, or even like Linda there, be responsible for the strategy at an HR manager level, but just want to dip your toe in first. So just a little reminder, we've only got 10 placements on the level 3 starting in September. It has a total of 130 guided learning hours. That's 13 credits that get applied to your certificate. The typical completion is 6 months, but we do allow a month of extension if you need it. The delivery is virtual, but as we've said, we use Padlet, we use Zoom, and you do get to meet us as well if you come along to one of our socials. The course fee for the level 3 is £1,495 plus VAT, and we're more than happy to have discussions around payment plans as well. To hang around for the application form because we will actually I don't know if I can put the application form in here. I don't think we've figured out how to put chat in. The application form will be emailed to you as soon as this session is finished because it doesn't look like we've got chat on here for some strange reason. So let's move into the level 5. So with regards to the level 5, this is more strategic. This is around designing and leading cultural change, and it covers a 4-year strategy. So this will be somebody who is responsible for that strategic well-being. There are limited places for consultants. We usually have about 2. I think we've got 2 consultants on the latest one. We have 2 placements for consultants, but the rest are all for professionals who are internal wellbeing leads, who are responsible for their wellbeing strategy. In terms of the masterclasses, we have 6 masterclasses, and these are full-day masterclasses with the level 5. Masterclass 1 is all about your wellbeing strategy mastery. This is about crafting your strategy, your 4-year strategy, understanding your wellbeing pillars, and building your pillars around our culture change framework that will help you to make impact. You'll be aligning it with your business agendas, you'll be forming your strategy team of collaborators, and beginning to master that data collection so that you've got employee insight, both through data but also through employee voice as well. We'll also support you to understand how to secure your senior leadership sponsorship. And this isn't just for a senior leader to go, yes, that's fine, do the strategy. They become the face of the strategy. They actually make sure that the strategy is resourced. They're talking about the strategy and ensure that it's aligned with the business. Masterclass 2 is all about action plan and excellence. So we do a full day or half a day on crafting your action plan. What needs to be in your action plan? How do you make strategic decisions to make sure that you're going to achieve your longer term strategy goals? If it's not going to help us to achieve our goals, then it's not in the action plan. We get really brutal about making these strategic decisions to make sure that your resource, your funding goes to where it needs to be. We then spend another half of the day navigating legal requirements and also preventing work-related stress. You will learn about the legal obligations, how to audit, how to do preventative work-related risk assessments, how to use a stress indicator tool, and also how to create a work-related stress action plan out the back of your data as well. You will also understand how to make sure that individual stress risk assessments are built into manager capabilities. Masterclass 3 is about the manager's role. As we know, managers play a very important role in terms of well-being in the workplace. So we look at the manager's role, we explore workplace desirability, what makes people want to be attracted to come and work with us. So we look at attracting talent, and managers are there to help to retain. So we look at essential skills and tools for people managers to make sure that we're supporting people, preventing work-related stress, and retaining our best talent. With Masterclass 4, this is where we start to look at the impactful wellbeing initiatives. So if you've got peer-to-peer supporters, mental health first aiders, any kind of advocate or champion style role, we help you to leverage them. We help you to safeguard them. We ensure that they are enhancing employee engagement and that they're targeting demographics for relevance, that it's not just a blanket approach and everybody's just out there trying to raise awareness about one thing. We also look at how to build impactful campaigns using those health behaviour models as well. So Masterclass 5 is all about wellbeing culture. So how do we embed it once we've got the strategy up to the point where we're hitting our legislation, we've implemented best practice, we're starting to see impact and return on investment. How do we continue to embed it? What do we need to do to continuously improve? And how can we use things like net promoter scores to actually evidence that we are making a move towards improvement? And then finally, we have our group peer mentoring session where we share our wisdom with peers. This is where we've got our wellbeing community going on. We can keep each other accountable, make each other sure we're committed. And with the level 5, there will be 3 of these, which you will find out in a moment. So this is just the learning outcomes, which I'm kind of just almost repeating myself around these. But these are the learning outcomes that will be part of your units. So you will be completing units assignments on understanding the cost and return to your business and to the wider nationally You'll also be looking at benchmarking, implementing wellbeing strategy. You will, by the end of the qualification, have designed a 4-year wellbeing strategy and have a 12-month action plan. You will be looking at how to design good quality work, how to reduce stigma and discrimination in the workplace. You will fully understand your legal obligations as an employer and understand what policies you can look at in terms of the workplace to help you to align with those legal obligations. You'll be looking at mentally healthy leadership practices around manager capabilities. You'll be looking at preventing and auditing and managing work-related stress. You will be looking at safeguarding and confidentiality so that you understand it and that you take away any gaps to make sure safeguarding and confidentiality is understood across the organisation. You will be looking at how to educate and engage your colleagues, especially focusing on harder to reach groups. You will also be implementing effective peer-to-peer initiatives. If you've got a peer-to-peer initiative already, it may be just a case of talking about how you've done that, but looking at gaps that you can actually improve, like making sure safeguarding and confidentiality are embedded in. And then embedded mental health self-evaluation tools as well. So you do get a wide range of tools and resources that you can actually go away and take away and start embedding internally to help you to make that impact. Finally, the last one is all about impact monitoring and integration. Of course, throughout this whole qualification, especially the level 5, you will need to know what your KPIs are. How do we measure it? How do we monitor this? How do we make sure that we're pulling reports off and feeding that back to senior leaders to evidence that what we are doing is having an impact and it has a return and value for the investment? So just a little testimonial from Lisa, who is the Wellbeing and Belonging Lead at National Grid. She said the Wellbeing Lead course flipped what I thought I knew about workplace wellbeing upside down with a new level of insight. I remember Lisa clearly in Masterclass 1, she just kept saying, wow, wow, wow. She just literally couldn't believe that what she thought workplace wellbeing was completely different to what the theories and models we were sharing in Masterclass 1 were all about. So the Masterclass timetable. So again, we are taking applications from today. The digital launch, you get uploaded onto Padlet. You find your way around Padlet, find all your resources and your workbook, and that happens on the 1st of September. We then have Masterclass 1 in September the 16th, Masterclass 2, September the 30th, Masterclass 3 is the 14th of October, Masterclass 4 is the 21st of October, and Masterclass 5 is the 28th of October. They're all Wednesdays, just to make it easier to remember. We have a group mentoring session in November, one in January and one in July next year as well. The deadline for this qualification is by the 30th of March 2028. This is an 18-month qualification, but what we find is that on average, our other level 5 learners complete usually around month 15 or 16. So you have extra time in there if you need that extra time, and that's because life happens to people. You can complete your qualification earlier. And if you did complete your qualification earlier and you passed the qualification, we would still invite you to the group mentoring sessions. You would still have your one-to-one mentoring sessions for the full 18 months that you've paid for as well. Okay, so just again, very, very quickly on this one, because I've mentioned it already. You've got the virtual masterclasses. If you miss them, they're recorded. We've got the peer-to-peer learning again. You will receive 18 30 minutes of mentoring from me, myself, and every time we have a mentoring, I just remind you that you've got this, and you will be completing work-based tasks. Level 5 is much more practical than level 3 because you're developing and delivering on a wellbeing strategy as you go. You have your 12 units, which are assignments based with portfolio of evidence. We tell learners that if you aim to do 1 unit per month, that's 12 units in 12 months. It also gives you a little bit of leeway time just in case life happens or you're on holiday for a couple of weeks, 1 month, but that will really help you to stay on track. We also suggest for all of our learners that you must commit to around 2 days a month as minimum to complete your qualification. So it's really important that if you were going to invest money as a business, that you were going to invest your time into this, that you commit to at least 2 days a month to complete your assignments and get through the qualification. Everything else you can do in your day job, because the chance to be things that you will be doing anyway, like developing your strategy, making sure that your work-related stress management system is in place. They're probably going to be part of your day job anyway. We can do professional discussions. Final presentation is a 10-minute presentation at the end. This is just based on one problem that you have solved throughout your qualification. So you will be identifying problems right at the beginning. Throughout the qualification, you will be solving them. And we want to see that in a presentation, how you solve them, how do you know, what were your metrics, and what's the plans to continuously improve it going forward. Again, we mark against the same criteria, so you get a pass or distinction. You do get one chance to resubmit if you don't make the pass level, which is 65%, the same as level 3 is the pass level. So here's another testimonial from Maria. So she was the Health and Wellbeing Lead Consultant at HM Land Registry. She still is. And obviously Adam was on the level 3. She was on the level 5. She said, I rarely learned anything new at conferences because I believe we were already doing the right things. This qualification opened my eyes to what strategic wellbeing leadership really involves and how much more impact was possible. It strengthened my confidence in my own capability and gave me the evidence-based ground and to confidently challenge decisions being made further up. And that's actually very common that we see with our wellbeing leads. They build their confidence to the point that actually they're knocking down senior leader doors and they're able to challenge decisions that might be being made that aren't right. This is just some of our alumni and some of our learners who are already on, as you can see, from a various range of sectors and industries. We're very, very proud to have worked with all of these learners from all of these organisations, including rail, construction, local councils, healthcare, and big conglomerates like Amazon and Sky as well. So the case study. This is our most successful case study so far that we've had throughout the 4 years of delivering this qualification. As I say, we're improving every single time. When the HR manager, Hayley Cheel from Adient, joined the qualification, the level 5, back in March 2024, her mental health and stress, sickness absence, work-related and personal, sickness absence was 43% of their sickness absence. After implementing the Wellbeing Lead Academy's culture change framework and our level 3 preventing stress and support mental health training for managers, it reduced down to 1% within a year. So Hayley built the strategy. She particularly focused on her mental health pillar, and the main goal of their strategy was to get this sickness absence down because, as you can imagine, it was costing a hell of a lot of money. A lot of our learners come to us and they tell us that their stress and mental health sickness absence is costing them millions and millions of pounds. That's money that could be spent elsewhere if we can get ahead of and support people earlier. So she developed a targeted mental health pillar strategy to tackle this issue head on. She aligned it with a wider wellbeing strategy, which included manager training, it included peer-to-peer support, it included senior leadership sponsorship. She ensured that the occupational health provision was working, that the EAP was promoted much earlier as well. And with the right tools and that right framework, within 12 months, you saw that significant improvement, which shows that it is achievable when we're doing it in the right way with highly capable wellbeing leads or professionals leading on wellbeing. So what Hayley said was the Wellbeing Lead qualification was a transformational step for Adient. It gave me the knowledge, confidence and strategy to embed a structured wellbeing approach that delivers real impact. A key success has been integrating our level 3 prevent and work-related stress training for managers, equipping them to proactively support their teams. The results speak for themselves. Stress and mental health related sickness absence has dropped by 41% in just 12 months, proven the power of a strong wellbeing strategy. So, just at a glance, 340 learning hours over 18 months. Imagine the amount that you were going to learn over 340 learning hours with us here over those 18 months. Typical completion time, 12 to 18 months. It is the equivalent to a foundation degree, and it is the only qualification at that level. It's a level 5 at a foundation degree equivalent. We're the only organisation that's delivering that here in the UK, probably across the world. The course fee is $4,995 plus VAT, but as you can see, the return on investment for building your capabilities and giving you the knowledge, skills, tools, and confidence to create that wellbeing strategy for impact comes with a really high return on investment. So, are you ready to reply? To apply, even? I'm going to have a quick look in the chat box because there is 2 questions. Chris, can you add the link to the application form here? Oh, what a great idea. Let me look. Oh, Chris, you did it. Let me have a little look. Answer live. Oh, for some reason it's not letting me answer it. Oh, it says it's been answered. Sorry if you couldn't see the slides. Yes, there were slides all the way through that. The link to the form has been answered live, I think, so hopefully you should have the form to apply now. If you don't, I am going to send it, follow up with an email straight after this. What I will be doing is sending you the slides from this today as well. So if you are interested in joining the next cohort, we are inviting you to apply for interest today. You know, this is a carefully developed developmental pathway for professionals. And as you've heard, places are limited to 10 because this is me delivering it. This isn't just a whole big team of people delivering it. This is my expertise, my decades of working in this field, my frameworks that you will learn. So we are going to give you the application form so you can apply and register your interest. We will then give you a call for a personal conversation. We'll help talk you through it. We can actually use that call to help you to create a business case as well. So we'll support you with a business case. And then together we'll confirm the right level and make sure that you've got the business case nailed down for you to apply for funding from your employee to make sure that you can join the cohort in September. As I've said, we're more than happy to talk about payment plans. And if you are a consultant looking to self-fund, we do have a payment plan that's manageable for you as well. So I think that is the end and everybody is about to leave. I'll check to see if there's any more questions in the chat box. Let's have a little look. No more questions in the chat box. That's great. Hopefully that all made sense and it was very clear. I am going to follow up with an email with the slides so that you have it. We'll wait for your application to come through. Then we will book in that one-to-one call so we can help you to build your business case and make sure that the qualification is right for you. Thank you very much to everybody who's joined today. Look out for our email coming because obviously we don't want you to miss it. There's only 10 spots. Actually, there's only 8 spots on the level 5 now because we've already filled 2 of them since yesterday. So please do look out for the email and we'll be in touch very, very soon. Thanks, everyone.